is a devotee who's visiting from India, so he's talking in the temple. So if you have a chance, you can come and hear from Prabhu. So everyone is looking for unity. So, and that's a very natural feeling of happiness we feel. I always feel this when I go back to India for vacation. It's very nice the first 2-3 days, right? I smile at my sister, she smiles back at me, and everything is so nice. The first time we see each other, my son also, when he meets his cousins, he's very happy, I'm so long I'm not seeing you. That excited, that euphoria, right? You can get that, right? Instant euphoria you have when you meet someone after a long time. But you would agree, after 2-3 days, there will be some dissatisfactions, there will be some fights, right? And my son would start fighting with his cousins, or my mother might have some disappointments. Why you did not help out in the kitchen, or why did you take bath late, right? Like something, like whatever, correct? So this is like everyone can relate with it, correct? Is there anyone who's not able to relate? Right? Initially there is a euphoria, right? It could be anything. Same thing with your boss and yourself when you join a job. Same thing with honeymoon period when you're after getting married. So we have a sense we want to be united and loving. The sense is there. The sense is there. To want to love perpetually is there. The sense of wanting to be very close and intimate and enjoy together is there, correct? This is our natural propensity to enjoy together, correct? It's very natural. We want to eat together, we want to go out together. That is very natural. Now, on the material platform, this love is very difficult to maintain. It's very difficult to maintain. So someone might ask, why should I read Bhagavad Gita? Why should I attend any of this at all? Why not just be happy? Correct? Just normally, like everyone is happy. What is the problem there? Right? So, whatever wishes we have, Bhagavad Gita makes it true. Like, to give an example, the longing to love, the longing to be loved, the longing to love forever. We have that nature, the longing to be united. This is there. This longingness is there in all of us. But when we see in terms of the body, then immediately I have separate desires, you have separate desires, you have separate desires. And each one of us have separate desires. And we find out, hey, I thought this person was this only. But then after 5, 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, or even let's say the instance of getting married or whatever, you find out, oh, I never knew this person desires like this also. We discover that. Right? And we find deeper layers of the person. So there can be unity only if there is a common platform. The platform of just belonging to a same family is not a common platform. The platform of we all belong to the same country is not a good platform. The platform that I belong to the same religion is not a common platform. Muslims fight with each other, right? Christians fight with each other, Hindus fight with each other, amongst each other. Even spiritual groups fight amongst each other. Same institution, same lineage, they fight amongst each other, is it not? So how can you guarantee that simply I belong to a certain thing, no, it's not possible. The reason is there are desires that we have and we strongly identify with those desires. And that's what is defining us right now. And anyone who questions those desires in our life, we feel they are threatening or questioning our own existence. So as long as we identify our desires to be ourselves, it is very difficult to be united with anyone on any platform. It is not possible. It is not possible. And to make things worse, you know what? These desires that we identify also keep changing. It is not that like I have a desire right now and it is the same next week. No, it changes. You asked for puri, I asked for puri in the morning, but right now I want naan. Because my desires changed. Right? My desires changed. And my desires are also unsatisfied. This Krishna mentions this point. Avritam jnanam etena jnaninaha nitya vairina. Dushpurena ka, sorry. Avritam jnanam etena jnaninaha nitya vairina. Kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena analayamacha. So it's unsatisfied. We have mentioned this many, many times. So when we come to the platform of realizing, on a material platform, we all have different desires because we all have different identities right now. But on the spiritual platform, all of us have the same desire. What is a desire? Wanting to be eternal. Everyone wants to be eternal, correct? Everyone is curious to know what will make me happy, correct? Is there anyone here who is not curious what will make me happy? No. A dog is there, you put some food, he'll come and smell. It is curious whether this food that this person has is something that is enjoyable for me or not. Is it bhogyam for me or not? So everyone is curious and everyone wants to enjoy. So Sat is common. Sat is, I want to be eternal. Chit is common. I'm curious. I want to seek knowledge. I'm curious what's there on the news today. Right? What is what is going on in politics today? So this is common to everyone. Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Common to all regions. Everyone. From a grasshopper to a dog or a cat, whatever it is common, cuts across all these boundaries. So only and only if we can come to this spiritual platform means we start desiring on the spiritual platform. Desires are still there, but we desire on the spiritual platform. What does it mean to be on the desire on the spiritual platform? We desire, I want to actually understand what is truth. Right now I'm an illusion. I want to become more kind. I want to become more simple. I want to realize who I am. I want to realize what are the illusions that are entangling me. So these are desire. This is also desire, is it not? I want to come to read Bhagavad Gita every week. This is a desire. So the more and more we desire on a spiritual platform, and people around us also desire on a spiritual platform, there is possibility of unity amongst myself and that person. This is called a community. Community means made up of people who are trying to desire not on the material platform, but they're trying to desire on a spiritual platform. So if you are finding your life in a mess, my social life or my personal life in a mess, then that means we are trying to cultivate those desires on the material platform. And the other person whom we are trying to have a relationship with is also trying to do the same. And so there is always, everyone is expecting what he can do for me to satisfy my desire. Because I tried so hard to fulfill my desire. I need help. Now, can you help me? You're not helping me, you're my enemy. Because that's the reason of my relationship. Because I tried hard getting into something, but I couldn't. I thought you'll help me. So we always are looking to others to support our projects. And people don't want to be there because people also have their material desires and they are looking up to you to satisfy their desires. So there is constantly a tussle. Am I giving too much or am I taking too little? So there is lack of trust constantly. People are afraid to engage. There is constant fear to engage. Why? I should not give a little more than what he's giving. Right? I'm giving too much. Maybe I'm being cheated. Maybe he's exploiting me. Right? I'm giving too much to him. I'm giving too much to her. So all of this will happen if you are not desiring on the spiritual platform. And you know what? It's very easy to start desiring, transitioning from the material platform to the spiritual platform. It's very easy. This process is called yoga. Yoga means to turn our desires from material platform to spiritual platform. But the easiest form of yoga, the simplest, is to simply chant this Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So how many of you were happy when we sang the Kirtan? Pradyum Prabhu, a beautiful voice, he's singing when I entered in, it was so nice to hear. How many of you enjoyed the Kirtan? I really enjoyed the Kirtan. Okay. Did I give you something? or Pradyum Prabhu gave you something, or you gave me something. No, nothing material. But was it possible for all of us to be happy at the same time when he did not get anything or you did not get anything? Was it possible? So this is not theoretical. This is not theoretical. This is practical. Correct? We are, and even to take things even further, right? So you're serving prasadam after this is over, right? You're serving prasadam. A person who's serving prasadam is also very happy. A person who's honoring that prasadam is also very happy. This is happiness on the spiritual platform. I'm giving something, but I'm happy. Right? I'm not taking everything anytime, but I'm happy. So this means we are trying to move from the material platform to the spiritual platform. This is practical. This is practical. This is not simply some philosophy. No. So Bhakti Yoga is practical from day one. Right? From the time you are singing Kirtan, it's practical. We are all happy. Correct? You don't have to imagine happiness. And that's what we have been doing anyway all the time, right? You have imagined happiness. Maybe I'll become happy when I do this, do that. It's imagining happiness. But spiritual platform is to experience happiness immediately. Experience happiness immediately. So Ayindar Prabhu says, experience burns brighter than imagination. Right? Experience burns brighter than imagination. So we are trying to imagine, maybe I'll be happy. No, it's not imagination. So it's not like a, what to say, an intellectual stimulation or a mental imagination, right? So it's practical. Krishna says pratyakshavagamam dharmyam. It is pratyaksha. Pratyakshavagam. So very easy. So if you simply chant the devotees and then take prasadam, that's all. And between we simply understand a little philosophy, that's all. And if we do that, then our whole life very easy, right? Our life will also become simplified because we know how to desire. And this is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to learn how to desire, what to desire. That's all. You know how to desire, what to desire. Not what essentially, but you understand the science of desire. Let me put it this way. You know the science of desire. What desires lead to what consequences? Desires lead to actions, actions lead to consequences. Right? So if you know the science of desire, then that's it. You know exactly how to lead your life. You see, it's a very simple process. Simply chant Hare Krishna mantra like this, the Kirtan together with devotees, and by this all process is made, all progress is made. Okay, so we were discussing the glories, the appearance of Lord Narasimhadev. So, and we were reading, I think, 16th chapter. So we'll read one shloka from 16th chapter, and someone can distribute Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. You look divine. So we're reading from 16th chapter, Daiva Asura Sampat Vibhaga Yogo Nama. So which shloka I will say, 1 second. 16.5. I'll tell you exactly. So we'll read 16.16. 16.16. You can repeat after me. Aneka chitta vibhranta मोहजाल समावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च अनेकचित्त विभ्रान्ता मोहजाल समावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च अनेकचित्त विभ्रान्ता मोहजाल समावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च. Does anyone want to read?
अनेक चित्त विभ्रांता मोह जाला समावृता प्रसक्ताः काम भोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च
अनेकचित्त विभ्रान्ता मोहजाल समावृताः प्रसक्ता कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च
अनेक चित्त विभ्रांता
अनेकचित्त विभ्रान्ता
मोहजाल समावृताः प्रसक्ताः काम भोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च
अनेक चित्त विभ्रांता मोहजाल समावृताः प्रसक्ता काम भोगेषु पतति नरकेषु च
अनेक चित्त विभ्रांता मोहजाल समावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च
Okay. Aneka, numerous. Chitta, by anxieties. Vibhrantaha, perplexed. Moha, of illusions. Jala, by a network. Samavritaha, surrounded. Prasaktaha, attached. Kama bhogeshu, to sense gratification. Patanti, they glide down. Narake, into hell. Ashuchau, unclean. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. So just to give a summary, so this is basically a comparison of two types of thinking in this chapter. People who are of Devi Sampat. Sampat means wealth. Devi Sampat means, so Shastra says we have different types of wealth. Sampat. Sampat does not mean just money. Sampat means your qualities. Sampat means also how many cows you have, how much agricultural land you have, whether you have a nice spouse, whether you have a nice house, whether you have nice land, this, that. So it measures Sampat in various ways, and also of course in terms of learning, in terms of fame. right? If I'm very, very learned, that is also a sampat, right? If I'm born in a very good family, that is also a sampat. But amongst all these sampat, what is important is the qualities I possess. This is one of the most important sampat. So in that sense, if you see, Daivi is a sampat. Sampat means what do I possess? What is the qualities what are the qualities I possess? So Krishna talks about all the divine qualities. So in today's world, one of the biggest illusions, at least one of the biggest illusions that I was a part of, and I'm still a part of in some way definitely, is that you could be anything you want as long as you are happy. But this is an illusion. It is like saying you can eat anything you want and you'll be healthy as long as you are healthy, right? But this is not actually education, right? This is not education. Similarly, I can act in any way I want and I'll be happy is also not education, because it is unscientific to think I can act in any way. And I mentioned many times, there is a science of happiness, and that is called dharma. Dharma means certain actions bring certain consequences. And to be aware of those consequences before action is what will make you a sane person. Like I could go into the internet and get lost. I could, like, Chaitanya Prabhu was telling. So right now people think entertainment is my life. And if someone wants you to participate in life by talking, you think there is something wrong, right? I'm looking at my phone. This is my life. Check. This is my life. And eating is my life. If I have time for something else, I'll do something. But what is my life? Eating and entertainment. Wi-Fi, eat, sleep, repeat. This is the mantra. Correct? If I have time for something else, then very good. So this is anartha. Anartha means this will make me sad. This will make me depressed, because I'm not living in the real world. This is one of the biggest necessity of having to do everything in dharmic way. I'll give you an example. Say I want to enter into a relationship with someone. I want to get married, okay? Now, there is a natural tendency for a male to unite with a female and a female to unite with a male. It's a very natural propensity of the body. Now, if I do it on a very virtual platform, which means I text for a long time, or I do FaceTime for a long time, or I say watch something on the internet for a long time, I'm not actually having a real sense of what it means to be with a girl or a boy. In a real sense, I don't have any experience. And also, I'm not taking responsibility for my enjoyment. Correct? And then what happens is that I don't actually learn from it at all, whatever I have to learn. I have a very inflated idea of that, which might not be the true case, right? Maybe I have an inflated idea of what sex is. And realistically, it might not be that at all. But I have an inflated idea from social media or from chats or maybe from FaceTime. I have a very inflated idea. And carrying that inflated idea, I either obsess over it or I become depressed about it. This is the bane of virtual engagements. Even the enjoyments of this world, if we engage with the enjoyment of this world on a realistic platform, protected by dharma, we will learn from those enjoyments, and those enjoyments will propel us forward. But if we engage with those enjoyments on a very unreal platform, which means you're not even actually understanding what that enjoyment is in the first place. You understand? Right? You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's more of imagination. We imagine, just like you have this VR, devices, right? Where you imagine, right? So Shri Hari came to my office. So Sai Ram Prabhu was there, So you go into the VR, you have a VR, this thing, goggle. And after you put in this VR goggle, you feel like you're sitting in the car. You feel like you're touching the car. You have all the experience of the cockpit and everything. So you get a virtual reality experience. Correct? This is what we are trying to move towards in the next 30, 40 years. There might not be any theaters or something like any movies, right? There will not be any real people. There will not be real partners maybe, right? Do you want an AI marriage or you want a real marriage? I want an AI marriage. Right? So you put in a goggle and your spouse puts in a goggle and then you feel like you're getting married. And then again, a person is in North Carolina, another person is in Detroit, and you're doing whatever you want to do. Again, you want to meet in a goggle. How will you move? How will you learn? Right? How will I move forward? So this virtual environment is all a nature of demoniac natures. The reason is you're in a virtual environment. You're imagining something. This is what Krishna is telling. Aneka chitta vibhranta. I'm imagining something. So the more and more I engage with real people and relate with them in a dharmic way, then I will feel satisfied in my heart. But if my relationships are very virtual and very transactional means very asuric. Kya milega? What will I get from here? So this is asuric type of a relationship, or a relationship that is based on finding fault. Social media relationships, right? Someone puts a video and then everyone like attacks it. Because the relationship I have, even while I engage, is to somehow, I want to be the supreme. I had a very bad time being the supreme in the outside world. At least let me come here and bash someone. Because if I bash someone in the real world, they'll slap me back. But here I have a keyboard, here I have a phone. Let me bash this guy. I hate your cooking. I hate your hairstyle. I hate this. I hate that. So this is a relationship I'm having with someone for a sense of wanting to put down. So either I want to put down someone else, or I want to have a transactional relationship. So these relationships are not dharmic relationships. And this will not make us better. So this is all based on adharma, asuri sampat. So Krishna is making a distinction between asuri sampat and daivi sampat. The whole world right now is trying more or less. Of course, people want to come to this daivi sampat, but this world is trying to pull us right now, right, to this asuri sampat. And the glare is very, the asuri sampat is the nature is that demoniac qualities. It looks very attractive. The glitter is very attractive to dismiss it off. It's very glittery. It's very shiny from outside. So, I'll come back where I started. The premise of this world is that everything is the same. This is the premise. Now, Bhagavad Gita breaks it down. It says no. There are some qualities, there are some actions only that will lead you to a sense of freedom, a sense of peace, a sense of stability. There are some qualities and some qualities which will strangle you, which means you will feel more and more entangled. Your choices will entangle you, and you will feel that you have very less control over something in your life. And that feeling is a result of some actions. The feelings that we are undergoing right now in our life is a consequence of our own actions. Realization of this fact is the first step to becoming free. Understand? So if I'm feeling entangled, it's my own actions. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Atmaiva hi atmano bandhuhu, Atmaiva hi ripuratmana. So Krishna says, Daivi sampat, you can repeat after me, Daivi sampat, Vimokshaya, Nibandhaya, Asuri mata. So if you cultivate divine qualities, you will become free in life. You might not know what that freedom is, because freedom is not external. Freedom is not external. Freedom is internal. The prison, most of the prisons we have, those prisons, we can't see those walls. We can't see the rails of this prison, but we are imprisoned. Right? We are all imprisoned by the phone, right? The phone again pulls me back. Where are you going? I'll pull you back. Why are you, like, look at me. Look at the notification. I just saw 2 minutes ago. Doesn't matter. Still look. Okay, I will look. Right? So I'm being pulled. Krishna saying, Asha pasha shataihi baddaha. Pasha means what? There is a rope that is say, come here, come here, come here, come here, and my thoughts are pulling me. And another thought is telling, hey, you are in the office, okay, but still you are forced to worry about that only. Worry about this. You are coming and reading Bhagavad Gita, but still you are getting worried. Will the prasadam be as good as last week? Or something, right? Or I have to do this, I have to do that. There is some pasham. Pasha means what? Some rope is pulling me. Some rope is pulling me. This is asha, pasha. So Krishna says, if you have Devi Sampat, cultivate these divine qualities, you will be free. So this is the value proposition of Bhagavad Gita. The value proposition of Bhagavad Gita is that by reading Bhagavad Gita, by following Bhagavad Gita, all that is bothersome, all that causes us anxieties, all our unnecessary apparent necessities, we become freed of that. That thing in Costco that we will never use, we will never buy that. That thing, that words we never have to speak, we won't speak that. We will get the strength to actually restrain our senses. That conversation we never need to have, we won't do that. That website I don't need to visit. I'll get the strength to not visit that website. So I was looking at the metrics of screen time in iPhone. So one of the metrics is that how many times you took the phone. I never knew this metric existed. You knew this? How many times you took the phone, right? So I saw this metric, very interesting. So I was thinking actually how many times I took. And then it also tracks, right? What is the first time I took the phone in the morning, correct? So if I go here, it says first used after pickup. First pickup today, when did it happen? So I was tracking this. First pickup, right? This is when it total pickups until today, until now, today. How many times I picked up the phone? Correct? It's a very nice, good tracker. Correct? But do I have the strength to, overcome myself after seeing the tracker? That comes from Bhagavad Gita. Right? You can see the tracker, so many pickups I had, okay? But do I have to know that I have to reduce this? How do I get the strength? What is my engagement? That comes from Krishna consciousness. Very nice tracker. So this is called Moha Jala. This is like, being pulled, pasham. Pasham. We don't realize. It's a prison with no walls. You can't see those walls. Not prison with no walls, prison with invisible walls. Prison with invisible walls. Prison with invisible rails. You can't see the rails. So everyone is inside a prison. All of us are actually people who are sentenced. This is what a person, I think I spoke some time ago. There was this devotee who used to write, when I was in Columbus, I was studying in the temple back in 2012. I was studying in Ohio State University, Masters, Mechanical Engineering, and this devotee was very kind enough to give me shelter at the temple. So I stayed in the temple for 1.5 years. So I ate prasadam like in the morning, everything, right? They gave me a small room very kindly and I stayed there. So opposite to my room, there was this devotee named Chandrasekhar Prabhu, very old devotee, he was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So he stayed in the temple. He used to make wonderful cauliflower pakoras. Right, amazing he used to make, right? And he used to get letters every day. And because he will write letters to those devotees, and those devotees were in different prisons, right? So he used to send books, he used to send a Bhagavad Gita. And those people who are in the prison, they will read that Bhagavad Gita. There is even a ministry called prison ministry, it's called prison ministry. So they will read that Bhagavad Gita and they will share their realizations and they will write back to Chandrasekhar Prabhu. And one of the letters I remember very vividly is that this devotee wrote up, this person who's inside the prison, so-called prison, he wrote a poem, beautiful poem. And the content of that poem is exactly what I'm talking about. He's telling, I don't feel I'm inside the prison. I feel everyone in this world is inside the prison. Except Srila Prabhupada and his dedicated devotees. I don't feel like I'm inside the prison. So please, I feel very bad when someone talks to me with great pity. When are you going out? I said, I'm not out. I'm already out. This is what I tell them. When someone says, when are you going out? I'm not out. I'm already out. This is how he responds. This is his thinking. So he sees his whole world as inside the prison, and he sees himself as outside the prison, because he's understood, I'm actually not the mind. I'm actually not the body. I am not any of this. I'm not I don't want to reduce myself to this. I'm actually a part and parcel of Krishna. This is how he thinks himself to be. So these devotees are so wise that they are able to see, though they are inside the prison. You see? So who is inside the prison? Me or other person? And another person, the same devotee, is in the latter part of the poem is telling, because there are different types of prisons, right? There are, if you commit a civic crime, then you are another thing. A criminal prison, there's another, different types of prisons. So I was telling, even if I had a death sentence, so what? Because everyone in this world has a death sentence. Correct or not? Everyone is under a death sentence. Just that someone knows that this is my date, and others do not know. But who is not under a death sentence? Who is not under a death sentence? Everyone, right? Like one devotee says, we are playing Russian roulette with our life. Who has heard of Russian roulette? Russian roulette? No? Want to say what Russian roulette is? Anyone?
Yeah. It's a 36 numbers. You spin a ball and a random number comes in there.
Right. But you know what was originally used for?
Gun where you put the ball.
Yeah, correct. It's a form of an execution strategy, like how people used to actually kill, right? As a matter of sport, right? So if someone says you'll die by this, it was followed in Russia. That's why it's called Russian roulette, which means I shoot you, and if you don't die, it's your luck, because the bullets did not engage, right? But if you end up engaging, and then that's your last day. That's it, right? So that's a form of way kings used to execute, people who committed some crimes, or maybe people did not even commit some crimes. I don't know, right? So that's one of the ways they used to Russian roulette. So this column is doing Russian roulette with us, right? I do not know how long I will live. So one devotee said like that, right? So I do not know, like when the engagement will happen. Tick, 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 tick. I do not know. This is the nature of our life right now. So this prisoner had such a beautiful realization. Is it not? How wise he is, right? How wise he is. So we should not think wisdom means he must have, nice dress. He must know some shlokas. He must be very, must have a beard or something like that. No, right? Any person can become a spiritual master, right? If he knows the science of truth, science of the absolute truth, he's our spiritual master. You must become humble. You must always be humble. Because if you are not humble, then we will waste our life. We will waste our days. So I might learn something from someone here. But if I'm attentive and humble, I can learn something. And that learning can change my life. We have that opportunity today. But if I think there is nothing to learn here, I already know everything, then an opportunity is missed, is it not? So this Daivi Sampat, coming to the point, Daivi Sampat, Asuri Sampat is, Asuri Sampat qualities, we will waste our life. Daivi Sampat will progress. So Krishna is breaking it down. Wherever there is clarity, there is division, then you will make better choices. Someone is telling, where to go for Michigan? I want to go for a tourist spot. Go anywhere. No, that doesn't tell me anything. No, go here, go there, go here. This is the order in which you have to do. Then you become more clear. Yes, clarity. Similarly, act in any way you want, as long as you're happy. No, you didn't tell me anything useful, right? These are the activities that will make you benefited. These are the activities that will not benefit you for these reasons. So Krishna is giving the reasons. So let's read the purport. The demoniac person knows no limit to his desire to acquire money. That is unlimited. So the classic example is Hiranyakashipu. Hiranya means what? Gold. Kashipu means what? He likes everything something soft. Soft. The nature of a demon is that he wants to rule over someone who's soft. Who are soft? Women, children, old people. They're all soft natured. Correct? So a person, a man, by nature, he's got a tendency of a little unruliness, like the harshness can be there in the man. That is nature gifted, right? And because of that harshness, like the hard nature only is able to do heavy tasks. A girl cannot do heavy tasks. She cannot. How many of you seen a girl climb up a building and do construction work? Anyone? No, cannot be possible, right? A man cannot sustain himself taking care of a child for a prolonged amount of time. He'll become, even if it takes for half an hour, he will feel like, I took care of a day, and he start complaining, right? You left me for too long, right? It's been only half an hour, but you left me for too long. He becomes impatient fast, right? That's the nature of a man, correct? But outside, you ask him to go here, he'll like, I'm very happy, correct? Nature is there, right? So a man and a woman, they have their own nature. So man's nature is hard, yes, but if he uses his nature to put down people who are soft, then that is demoniac nature. Not again, all men are made equal. A Kshatriya person is hard externally. A Brahmana person is hard internally. A Vaishya person is hard with money. A Shudra person hard with labor. So the hardness of a man can translate in these different ways, right? So Hiranyakashipu was a Kshatriya, but he was very hard with people outside. Why was he hard? Because attracted to two things: money and women. Women means I want to exploit. He wanted to exploit them. So anyone who wants to enjoy the external world will become insensitive. You can repeat after me. Anyone who wants enjoy the external world unlimitedly will become hard-hearted, insensitive. This is the classic example of Hiranyakashipu. My goal in life is to enjoy this world. Right? This is Hiranyakashipu. He thinks only of how much assessment he has now and schemes to enjoy that stock of wealth further and further. For that reason, he does not hesitate to act in any sinful way, and so deals in the black market for illegal gratification. He is enamored by the possessions he has already, such as land, family, house, and bank balance. He is always planning to improve them. So, Prahlad Maharaj telling Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimhadev is asking Prahlad Maharaj, do you have any boons? Prahlad Maharaj said, don't ask me any boons. I have seen it all. I have seen my father enjoy it all. He has had everything. You see, many times, what devotee named Giriraj Maharaj, his father was a great business tycoon. And he told Prabhupada, I've seen it all. I'm not happy with his wealth, with great nice house. He's like, he has a big house, his father, great living, in California, I think in Los Angeles, a very posh place of California. I forgot exactly the place. I think Carpentria, California. Yes, that's where he has very ancestry, great ancestry. But when his father came to see Giriraj Maharaj to Mayapur, his father saw him actually sleeping on the floor, and his father became so upset. Why are you suffering here? Such a big house in California for you. Why have you joined this set of monks sleeping on the floor? No, I'm finding more happiness sleeping on the floor. Suramandirataru moola nivasa shayya bhutala majinam vasaha. I'm very happy sleeping on the floor because of Krishna consciousness. So Hiranyakashipu had everything, Prahlad Maharaj is telling, but I found out he's not happy. So please don't ask me what I need materially. Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj is telling Narasimhadev, if at all you want to offer me something, I desire that from the core of my heart, I don't harbor again and again, I want this, I want this, I want this. Please let me not harbor these things. I am like a husband who has 5 wives. He's telling, I'm like a husband who has 5 wives. Who are those 5 wives? 5 senses. Each of the senses are asking me, give me some enjoyment. Give me some enjoyment. You told me no, you'll go to this restaurant. Why are you not going? And the genitals are saying, no, I want that enjoyment. The tongue is saying, no, I want that enjoyment. So every senses are kicking me. And in this way, I'm very embarrassed. I'm very embarrassed. I'm very embarrassed. So a real enemy is actually our own self. If you sit down calmly, you'll realize this. If you sit down calmly for this one place for 5-10 minutes and reflect on this part, read Bhagavad Gita. If you cannot sit down calmly and come to this conclusion, read Bhagavad Gita and come to this conclusion. Or associate with devotees or hear and come to this conclusion. All my problems are because of me only. That's all. So Prahlad Maharaj is telling, I am suffering because of me, my own foolish activities. So if at all you want to give me a boon, please let me not desire foolishly. From the core of my heart, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitamba, jagadesha kamaye, mama janmani janmani ishvare, bhavatat bhakti ahaituki tvai. Krishna, I simply want to be your servant. That pleasure is so much that I can't forget you even for a moment. I was telling yesterday, whatever you ate a couple of weeks back, you can forget. The compliment you had gotten from someone, you can forget. But even a little bit of Krishna's consciousness enjoyment you have experienced, even a little bit, 5, 10, 20, 25 years you experience, you will not forget. Really, really, I think all of you will agree with me. Correct, right? How many of you agree? Even a little bit of spiritual enjoyment I've had, I'll never forget. It's true. A little bit, I remember, I didn't have, no one taught me, I don't know. First grade, somehow my father told, someone I heard you have to chant the name of the Lord. And I was standing on the bench because my teacher punished me. And I was first grade, I was 5 years old, I remember. He asked me to stand up on the bench. And everyone left for lunch. Everyone left for lunch and I was standing on the bench. I was chanting the name of God. I don't forgot what I was chanting. I was chanting, and I was chanting something I was chanting, but I felt great pleasure. I felt great pleasure. I am being alone. Everyone has gone outside. I am alone with God. I felt very great pleasure in being alone with God. I still remember. Though it is like almost like, 30 years ago, I still remember that pleasure. Other pleasures I don't remember. What I ate, what my mother packed, I don't remember. But this pleasure is so close. Why is it? Because that is the nature of Krishna consciousness. This is the nature of spiritual enjoyment. So the more we invest in spiritual enjoyment, we will be able to reconnect. We will be able to relate to it. This can pass over all obstacles in life. But material enjoyment is very tucham. Anyway, so Hiranyakashipu was ungrateful, was hard-hearted. And let's go on. He's enamored by the possessions he has, such as land, family, house, and bank balance, and he's always planning to improve them. He believes in his own strength, and he does not know whatever is gaining is due to his past good deeds. So, the beginning nature of an asura, what is it? I am independent. What is the nature of an asura? I am independent. I can do without my parents. I can do without first level. I can do without my parents. What did he do for me? What did he do for me? I asked my wife, what did you do for me? I asked my husband, what have you done for me? Very cheaply, we give out words like that. This is asuratvam quality. That to think that I am independent. And if you even go a little further, you'll understand, you can't even talk without the vocal cords being properly functioning. Did you design the vocal cords? Did you design your eardrums? Anyone here design your eardrums? Anyone? Right? Anyone? You can't say it just happened by chance. If it happened by chance, then you should have passed your degree also by chance. We don't believe in this by chance. This foolishness. This is there in today's world. It happened by chance, accident. How can it happen by accident? Then let prasadam come by accident. Let your lunch come by accident. Let your dinner come by accident. Let your marriage happen by accident. Right? If such a complex thing can come by accident, right? And why can't you even search for a job by accident? No, that I have to search. Right? Right? This is foolish philosophy. How can something happen by accident? Where is the proof something can happen by accident? No, that's not possible. So who designed the eardrums? Did I design the eardrums? No. So I'm dependent on the Lord for me to speak. Now you're going to take prasadam. Now for you to digest that food, can it happen automatically? Who's monitoring? Food go through the esophagus. Now wait. Go a little slowly. Now you go to the stomach. Now acid secretion start. Right? Now you do this. Now all the nutrients go to the blood. Any of you, there is any control mechanism? Automatically it is happening. In everyone's body, your body. In everyone's body, there is a automated mechanism. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidena ascharyavat shrino tataiva chanyaha. So one of the symptoms of spiritual life that you are wondering about whatever people can consider very mundane. What is the proof that you are advancing in spiritual life? There are many symptoms. One of the symptoms is that you are looking at everything in wonder what other people consider. What is there here? No, flower is blooming is something wonderful. The mechanism that is happening in my body is something wonderful. The Maya I am caught in, where I think that I will never die, that is another wonderful. Everything in this world is so wonderful. How soul is there in everyone's body? How is life coming? Right? Someone is thinking, stability, love. I want to be loved. The ant is also living. See, within that ant there is life. Within the plant there is life. Wow. To be wowed by something what people consider, this is what Krishna says, one of the nature of a person who is spiritually progressing. Ascharyavat pashyati kastidenam. Ascharyavat tathaiva shrino tathaiva chanyaha. Ascharyavat pashyati. How much are you in wonder about this world? Is it not? Is it not? This is actually to be wondering about. Wow, wonder, constant wonder. If you are wondering about life, what is happening around, you will not have time for your problems. These problems will go away. But if you are not wondering, what he said, what that person said, you'll have so many problems. So, to think that I'm independent, no. Behind there are many people. There are 3 layers of people whom you are dependent on. How many layers?
3 layers.
3 layers. How many layers?
3 layers.
First is horizontal layer. What is it?
Horizontal.
Horizontal layer means people around you, you are dependent on. Your husband, your wife, your children, your parents, your uncle. You are dependent on all of them. This is why the Shastra says Mata, Pita, Guru. Mata, Pita means your horizontal layer. First you understand you are dependent on them. Respect them. Admire them. Glorify them. Because if not for them, you can't even, whoever you are, you cannot be there. Grateful. Kritagnyata is important. Kritagnyata, gratefulness is important. Because if I'm not grateful to your parents, how can I be grateful to God? Correct? Because He is a pratyaksham I can see. Right? Whatever is pratyaksham, if I'm dismissed and I say without apratyaksham, I cannot see. Cannot see. It's not possible. So Mata Pita is what? Horizontal. The next level is vertical. Second vertical. First vertical. The vertical is the devatas who are behind me. Now you can't see them. Right? So for the vak to function, there is a devata. For the stool to go, there is a devata. For urine to go properly, there is a devata. I can't see. There is there. You can't see. You can't see so many things. But there is a devata behind all of this. For everything, there is a devata. For the health, there is a devata. Bhaskara, sun is the devata. Arogyam Bhaskara dichet. Dhanam hichet hutashanat. Right? For everything, there is a devata. That's what the Shastras are saying. So if you do devata upasana, then your material desires will be fulfilled. So if you desire, I want good health, you pray to Surya Narayana, then your health will be satisfied, material desires alone. But Bhagavad Gita is doing kandhanam of that also, right? People who are only less intelligent will simply worship the devatas alone. Bhagavad Gita is doing kandhanam of that also. But I'm saying, of course, normally I'm speaking, but we need to go from wherever we are. And the third level of dependency is not horizontal or vertical, it is transcendental. It is transcendental. So you must understand the Lord who's beyond all these things and beyond all the devatas, who's beyond prastasmatu bhavaha, is beyond. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. So there is the Lord, antarbhaita tattvam vyapya narayana stitaha. So we must realize our dependence on him. But the beginning is what? We at least realize our dependence on our spouse, our father, our parents, our people who are around you. Because of, if you do not cook prasadam, I cannot have it. I ate at, I came and I had prasadam at your place. Thank you so much. Remember, kritagnyata. Remember what others have done. We should not remember what a small thing you didn't do for me. No, that is not the nature of a Daivi Sampat. No, you have done this for me. I appreciate you. I'm grateful. So Krishna is very pleased when we are grateful. Krishna is very pleased with our attitude. As Asuri Sampat person can never be grateful. Can never be grateful. He is not aware of what others are doing. He is not aware how he is getting all the things that he is enjoying. He is only concerned about his enjoyment. But someone helped you for your enjoyment, sir. For me to enjoy, for instance, I'm drinking water. You know who brought my water? My wife only brought my water. If I have to drink water without my wife, she only filled the water and brought me here. Correct? So I have to be grateful. That gratefulness gives respect. That respect engenders love. Correct? If there is no gratefulness, how can there be respect? Without respect, how can there be love? Similarly, we should be grateful to the Lord. Krishna. Why? Because he's giving this knowledge because of which I can understand that I need to be grateful. So in order even to be grateful to your wife or children or everything, you need the Lord and his knowledge. That is why we read Bhagavad Gita. You see? So we have to go through the whole purport. I just completed the first part, first 3-4 lines, which means an Asuri Sampat person is always independent. How is he? Independent. So don't be independent in your life. Because we are not independent right now in our life. We are dependent. Right? So you can offer obeisances to the Lord, offer obeisances to your parents, offer obeisances to elders. So this is at least we can do externally at least. Right? In this way we can make progress. So I'll stop here temporarily. We can again continue from next week. Tomorrow morning we meet as usual. I know I'll again come back, not staying overnight here though, but I'll again come back and again meet here tomorrow morning for the morning prasadam. If you wake up late for the morning program, you don't have to feel bad. I woke up late. Doesn't matter. Come for 7:30. No, I woke up only at 8:30. Doesn't matter. Come for prasadam. Doesn't matter. Come for Bhagavatam class. I woke up at 9. Doesn't matter. Come for prasadam. That's okay. You don't have to feel bad. Because you're coming, right? Krishna sees it. Oh, this person is coming. To admit our failure is also a form of humility. Right? I woke up late. Yes, I couldn't come on time. That's fine. No problem. What is there? Right? We are not here to prove something to someone. Right? So I want to, see all of us come together, chant, japa, dance and kirtan, and then discuss Bhagavatam tomorrow. Okay? How many of you can come tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning. Very nice for japa. Very nice. Good. Hari, very nice. Yeah, try. Right? So in Radheshyam Prabhu, when he came last week, he told there is something called a group morning call. You know what that group morning call? 20 people will make a pact. So I will call Sairam Prabhu. Sairam Prabhu will call Harihan Prabhu. Harihan Prabhu will call Pradyum Prabhu. In this way, everyone calls. When the last person receives a call, he knows all the 20 people have actually been called and woken up. So the loop is over. So all 20 people join for japa. So in this way, they have a pact with each other to actually wake each other up. Right? So immediately the loop is not over, then immediately the other person, whoever initiated the call, will like, where is the loop over? It go, get broken, right? So similarly, we can also have a loop. I call him, Prabhu calls him, all right? Somehow he has to call, it is his duty. Vikram Prabhu doesn't wake up Sai Ram Prabhu, it is on him. Right? He loses out. Somehow he has to either go to his house or, then it's on him. Similarly, somehow Sai Ram Prabhu has to wake up Harihan Prabhu. Like that, there is a loop. The responsibility is on him. So the first person starts it. And then the loop gets completed. All right. So in this way, Radheshyam Prabhu said, so our movement itself is fully group only. Right? We make advancement together. We cook together, we eat together, we dance together, we advance together, we wake up together, we sing kirtan together. Everything in this yoga, bhakti yoga, is together. There is no question of solitude. Solitude means ego can come, right? No solitude means, we are united, so nice. So I'll stop here. We'll do japa. And if any of you are interested, you can come and stay overnight also with us. We are, we'll be going to the temple. So any students are welcome, to come and stay to Farmington Hills tonight. So Chaitanya Charan Prabhu gives very nice lectures. He's actually handicapped by body, but though he's handicapped, he was diagnosed with polio. Right? He actually has a crutch. But he has written many articles on Bhagavad Gita. He has a website called GitaDaily.com. So very nice articles he writes. So sir, welcome to hear from Prabhu today evening. So we'll chant one mala of japa. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda